Hi, it's Karen Anderson with EPICS Career Finder, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit on how to read your results, work with a client, and then some of the handouts that come with the program. The handouts can be used as homework, they can be done in groups, they are to be self-directed unless your consumer or client needs a little more help. So let's first start with, you have someone, they have taken the assessment, how do you read the results? This here is it's just one that's been computer generated to show someone how a result will be done. This person ended up being high ranking in their environment, enterprising, and investigative. Those are the two strongest. And I probably would just stay with those two because the other ones ranked below are conservative and social, and I would use that to consider things, but I would definitely look at the first two. As far as their personality, they came out the highest being in realistic and again in investigative. So what this tells me is this person likes to be in a thinking environment, and he personally or she personally likes to think themselves. So I would then direct them to either go to ONET, or there's a couple different sources you can take a look on the links that I have that can help you start to narrow down choices and what would be a good career path for them to start to investigate in. What I did come up with when looking online for this results is that health science was the biggest theme in both personality and environment. Health science is ranked as investigative and social. The only place that it's not found in is in artistic, which they didn't rank anyway. And for their personality, realistic and investigative, health science was rated down, informational, technology, and then also engineering and math. Those were the type of career that those people had as far as personality goes. So that's how you would interpret this. And then again, it's always once you start adding questions and pulling back layers and finding out more about the person themselves, what's important to them, what's not, you can get a better idea of what would be a good career opportunity for them. Some of the other handouts that you can print out, you can give them as homework, or you can work in groups or one-on-one. One of this is things to think about. That's this one. And it just asks questions like, what types of jobs support your environment preferences? So from taking the results, we'll see, you can see, have they done any kind of research to find out where they might have the best fit. There's another one here that says, what type of employer culture would align with your personality? Like, for example, do you need to work at Facebook in a kind of place that embraces and supports their staff really well? Or are you okay with another type of career, which might be, I don't know, in a hospital where you're a little bit more anonymous as far as the big corporate type of mentality and culture goes? Then another handout is this one that says, what makes me feel useful and valuable at work? And again, you can give this out, and then you can go over and start to talk about what is it. Like it says right here, I prefer working in alone, groups, or being part of a team. And from that, you can get start to get a better idea and form an idea on where they need to search and take a look. The next handout is starting to talk about values. And for me, whenever I coach somebody or talk to someone, values and meaning is really important. And I especially sometimes the young adults don't understand that you need to have certain conditions in your work area that's going to make you happy. And since the second largest activity that we do in our lifetime is work compared to sleep, which is the largest, it's important to have some of those core values met in your workplace. So that's what this kind of talks about. It has them rank it what's most important to least important. It talks about values, like for example, is it important for you to be recognized by your work group? Or do you have to have a good quality product? Is that important to you, that you could feel that what you're working or giving or selling or whatever it is, it's the best that there is? And then conditions, like for example, is a 40-hour week important to you? Or can you work overtime? Does work need to be nearby? Is salary an issue? Do you have to have a minimum salary? These are all things for people to consider when going to start a new job or take a look. The next activity I have, which I kind of like because this kind of does that whole right brain, left brain type of work. And this is talking about what's important again. But this is more on values like respect, creativity, making a difference in the world, power, maybe solving problems. So you have this one page here. The next page is this one, which has a list of different values. And then the third remaining pages are definitions. And so this way they don't have to go look up. Everything's like right here for them, easy. So if they're, I don't know what spiritual means, for example, they can go and take a look and find out what it is, or what does, competence mean versus competition. So that's there. So what they'll end up is with something looking like this. And this is actually a nice sheet, but just cutting out the different words and then again pasting it on here. And then it's important too, because these are pretty much very obvious. This is important to me, this is not important to me. But the different ones that are floating out here in the so-so, I'm not too sure, maybe they're not understanding how it relates to themselves, and they need to have a clearer idea. So that's something that as a coach or counselor, when you're starting to look, you go, oh, okay, so I don't understand, what does spontaneity mean to you? Because you have this in the, it's kind of important, kind of not column. And then there's also, after they take their results, there's other things like this. This one's a word search, and there's one on each of the themes, and they're just kind of fun. They kind of is another way to engage someone into maybe exploring more what it means to be enterprising. What does it mean to, what kind of characteristics go along with that? And it's just kind of a fun way an activity to do. So that's it. I'm going to make another video on vision boards, and you can watch that. Also, any of these activities that I have, again, can be done, given as like a homework to do, done in a group. I'd probably keep the groups a smaller size, like, maybe like 5-6 people, so that you can actually get some good conversation, especially with those little ideas of things to think about. Once they finish their results and they get to talk to it, and they get to read about it and then watch the videos and then have a group discussion. Sometimes it's good to put everybody that have the same likeness together so they can brainstorm and think of other things. Sometimes it's also good to have groups where they are opposites, so that they can maybe have somebody have another idea which they wouldn't be thinking about that might fit them. All right, well, thank you very much. You can always email me at Karen@epicscareer.com if you have any questions.